hello. Welcome back. I have some unfortunately sad news. My Xenoblade 3 music went down. Oh well, I'm introducing a new thing. Thank you, Jonathan Young, for putting together a dungeon playlist. We'll be trying to use that from now on. There's only 7 songs that are 1-hour loops. We'll do what we can with them. But anyway, thank you everyone for showing up. Sorry we're a bit late, technical difficulties. And yeah.
So,
Hello. Seems like I didn't cut
Hello.
anything off this time.
Hi there.
Hello.
just barely.
Hello there.
And heads up for the audience, Poke Emblem's gonna be a bit late. They had stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, are we ready to begin?
Yeah.
Go.
Oh gosh.
Roll20 is lagging on my end, but what else is new?
It's a shopping
It's
session.
Roll20.
We won't need Roll20 too much today. Last time
Theater of the mind.
Yeah. Last time on Tipping These Scales, the party ventured out of the Gilded Waves territory. Eventually, after spending the night in the desert, they were attacked by a strange shadow creature that interacted with Ini's magic. That's weird. Afterwards, the Matron of the Moon was able to teleport them to her city, and the party received their reward and spent some time in the hot spring. Now, I guess we'll pick it up with the party. What are you all doing?
Oh, that reminds me. We need to update the Gift of the Destroyer to the
Yes.
second level.
Yeah, I'll do that in the background while there's RP
Yep.
going on.
No, I just pulled it up since we were talking about it and was like, right, that needs to be updated.
Yeah. I think since Ember has kind of realized that hey, maybe having some gear could help. So I think he's gonna be wanting to look for some items. Now he doesn't know what he's looking for. I Miranda have some things in mind. So
All right.
Mina has some things that she was looking for in a previous town. Maybe she'll find them here.
All right.
yeah.
And
And Eni's wandered off to do something.
Probably gamble or steal.
Yeah.
Gamble
and
and steal.
Well, that's why she has
might
the
as
weighted
well
dice.
do both.
Gamble, lose all the money, and then steal it back.
Jared is primarily looking for armories, blacksmiths, someone who could get him improved armor or an improved weapon, because the greatsword he has is doing good work. But if he has the chance to get a reward and get something better, well, he's certainly not going to pass that up.
All right. So do you want to handle Jared first then?
Sounds good with me.
All right.
Go for it.
So
And
yeah,
are we all kind of going as a group, or how do we want to?
I'm good with whatever. If we all
Okay.
want to go with the group, then Jared wouldn't complain. He won't mind.
All right. Yeah.
That's-
Well, because didn't Mina want armor upgrade?
Yes.
Armor shield
Mina-
upgrade. Yeah.
Mina's looking for better armor and a better shield.
And Emperor isn't looking for either thing because he has no use for armor. But he doesn't want to wander around by himself, so he's gonna stick with the group. So So yeah, he'll tag along with you guys.
All right.
Alrighty. So you all, it's easy enough to find the smithy, and working at it, you find a lizard folk smith. Lizard folk, they do have a present sexual dimorphism where, the female, or at least like assigned female at birth, lizard folk have their teeth. It's basically, male lizard folk have kind of like alligator mouths where their teeth are hidden, but female lizard folk have their teeth exposed like crocodiles. And just to see, can I get a history check from Ember and Mina, since you're from the territories, just to see if you know about this bit of lizard folk culture?
Okay. Right. Okay, I rolled it alone eventually.
I would say Mina would know it
Yeah.
at 16 at least.
Yeah.
In lizard folk culture, the kind of gender roles are like, the lizard folk men are usually seen as more of like kind of scouts and hunters, where the women are tending to like the women are more of like warriors, specifically to like defend the home. So it is egalitarian in that way, but also like, someone's got to protect the home. It's basically, lizard folk men are stereotypically more like kind of ranger types, where lizard folk women are more stereotypically barbarians and fighters kind of deal.
Okay.
And that is reflected in the clothing. Masculine lizard folk clothing is lighter and more like stealthy. Female lizard folk clothing is more bulky and defensive. This is a lizard. All of that out of the way. Sorry, I went crazy in my world building. Sorry it took so long to say it. All that to say, this is a lizard folk man wearing traditionally feminine lizard folk clothing, working at this smithy.
Oh, hey, look, Edie's back.
What did I miss?
So basically, we just started. We're at a smith getting some armor. Or getting some stuff for the people who use armor.
Says the sorcerer who does not wear armor.
Barbarian who also has no use for armor. I can have shields, but then I couldn't have axe. So
Shakes
What's
hands
the
for
point?
unarmored defense, essentially.
yeah.
Shrug.
But yeah, the smith is kind of engaged in his work at the moment.
Mhm.
Probably would wait for there to be like, not like a break, because there really is no such thing as a break, but more of a, okay, this requires concentration less, so it's fine to talk during this point. And approach and strike up conversation.
Hello, what can I do to help you today?
Either the best armor you can give or make, or the best weapon with the materials you have. Either or. Both would be preferable, but
On hand
Time.
or custom job?
he summons his great sword. Something like this.
Do you mean the best I have on hand, or the best I could make as a custom job?
Ah. I heard one hand instead of on hand. Ha! In that case, rewind it a little bit. He would say, let's, what's the best you can make with a custom job? I have time.
Oh, well, depends on how long you're willing to wait.
If given the proper time and materials, what do you think you could make? And how long would it take, roughly?
I'm no master, but I could make one that's pretty short, pretty enchanted. But that would take weeks, maybe a month or a few. Again, depends on how good you want it. On hand, I don't have anything too impressive, quite frankly. Most of the money has to come from custom jobs.
Right then. Then, how about custom weapon job and whatever your best heavy armor is on hand?
Could you repeat that?
Custom weapon, and whatever the best heavy armor on hand.
Best heavy armor on hand. We don't have munitions plate. We don't have anything to we don't have anything. Brain trying to words. Basically, I'm gonna sum it up outside of RP because I can do it better that way.
Okay.
Plate armor and mail you could get away not tailoring because that is you just belt it around you and kind of fit you that way. Plate you usually have to tailor except for munitions plate, which is specifically just churning it out to make for a standing army. Just to explain what I was about to say. We don't have munitions plate here deep in the territory. We don't need it. That would be up north. So with your armor, honestly, that's the best I could offer that I have on hand. If you are looking for the fancy stuff, though, there is a second-hand shop. Many adventurers offload equipment they've outpaced.
And perhaps I'll see if there's anything there I can find. But as for the custom job, then...
Well, it would... Let's discuss what you're looking for, and I can give you a quote on that. We'll do that off camera, since I am presuming that Jared may be looking for something pretty dang custom.
Yeah, he would... Yeah, I do not have the exact specifics, but if we have the time and money and this guy has the resources, then if there's a lot that it could be, it'd be best to think about that. So yeah, I appreciate that.
So yeah, we'll discuss off camera what you're looking for in a weapon and how long that'll take, what the cost is, all that.
Alright, alright.
And anything for you, miss? He says, turning to Mina.
I was also looking for some kind of possible plate and or a better shield than the one that I have.
Plate's gonna take a while, and as for the shield, same things. I have some pre-made ones on hand, but the fancy stuff usually needs to be commissioned. Not really much use in making it if hardly anyone can purchase it. Again, there is the second-hand shop of adventurers offloading equipment they don't need.
Which I'm probably going to look at first now that I know of its existence, and if I don't find what I want, I will come back to commission.
Sounds good.
Ember will politely raise his hand in the back.
Yes.
Does a secondhand shop also have magic items?
Yes, that's what I was mainly referring to.
All right. Thank you. But yeah, and we'll step back from the conversation.
All right. Anything else from... If that's all, then we shall be on our way.
Pleasure to meet all of you, he says with a bit of a bow.
Likewise.
And to you as well.
Mm-hmm. Ember gives a polite wave.
Simple nod. Walks off.
Alright.
Respectful bow from Mina.
So, yeah, you're able to find the secondhand shop. It's definitely fancy, but it's also like, this is definitely a place adventurers frequent rather than like the upper echelons of society. It's made of, it's well built. It looks fancy at first glance, but as you look closer, like some of the paint's rubbed off, some of the corners aren't perfectly straight. Yeah.
An honest place.
Mm-hmm. It's like a nice thrift store.
Yeah.
Let's see what's available here then.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can get what
Um,
we desire.
Ember is going to use magic awareness to just kind of ping all the magic items. I'm guessing this might be very overstimulating for him, but he's going to try it.
Yep, there's a lot here. There's quite a few non-magical items here, but there's a lot here.
Mm-hmm.
And you are greeted by a Drakenblood woman with her scales. There's a kind of sheen under them that keeps changing with the light, denoting her as a transmutation Drakenblood. Hello, welcome. What can I do? What are you all looking for today?
Indicate towards Jared, since he was the one to go first last time. May as well have him go first this time.
Mm-hmm.
Any armor you might have. What I have has done its job, but I think it's time for an upgrade.
Ooh, armor. What kind of budget are we looking at?
Well, I'm looking for plate armor, so approximately whatever in that range. Show me what's available, and I'll see if I can afford it or not.
Ooh. Well, I'll take a look. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
And Ember's
Filtering
just
magic
gonna
items.
start looking around at everything while this is going on.
Feel free to look all
Same
you
with
want.
Amy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, plate armor will run you a pretty penny. It's usually 1,000, and it's usually and then translation notes for audience, 1,500 gold.
That... I know that that's correct, because I've seen the number before, and that reminded me, but that does not sound like it should be correct.
Plate armor is expensive.
It really is. As someone who played a paladin, it is pricey.
Well, I'm talking real life, because I actually did the math using the price of a chicken. And it is this is side tangent. I want to have fun talking about my side tangents. That is actually within the actual price range plate armor would have, which I believe someone did the math on, and it's like $1 to $3 million in today's money.
Yeah, which makes sense when you look at
It's
most,
a
like,
lot
body
of
armor.
steel. It's so much steel.
where it's
and you have
covering your entire body.
Yeah, that is so. It's still very expensive now. It's like in the thousands of dollars now with our better ways to make steel. Plate is expensive.
Anyways, back on track.
Yeah.
They can almost afford that with just the money she has.
Is that outside of your range, or should we look at the fancy stuff?
Just barely it is. Then let's see what else is available.
Well,
I'm
this
more
is-
suited for heavier armor, unfortunately, not quite dexterous.
What is the budget we are looking at here? Because that will determine what stock I have to offer.
Out of character commentary, I have about 1100, so probably about 400 to 500. Sounds like a good value.
I need to pull up Xanathar's guide to see what the prices for magic items get to be like. That would put you in uncommon range. Doo-doo-doo. Well, there is a set of adamantine. Brain just lost. There is a set of There's an adamantine coat of plates. Coat of plates. This is functionally splint armor. I'm just using my knowledge of historical armor. It's a coat of plates. We have some mithril. There's an enhanced shield, but you would be
Mina
carrying
perks
around
up
the
at the
shield.
mention of the shield.
Would either of those suit you?
What was it? The coat of plate?
Yeah, it's splint armor.
Yeah.
Coat of plate is basically you are wearing chain, but you have plates on it. Splint armor, it seems like a wholly D&D fiction. I'm replacing it with coat of plates because coat of plates is cool. Adamantine would prevent any critical hits against Jared, versus the mithril armor would prevent disadvantage on stealth checks. And it can be worn under normal clothes.
I'm thinking Jared is not subtle. It may be helpful for the group if in situations where subtlety is necessary, but Jared is not subtle. He'll go to the adamantine. I think I'll take this.
Very well. It is definitely not Jared's style. You know what? Zoldan, what does this armor look like?
Jared's usual armor?
No, the adamantine armor.
I do not know off the top of my head.
We can come up with a description later. Suffice it to say, it does not look to be Jared's style. You're buying this stuff secondhand.
All right. Yeah, no. So, okay, that makes sense. You know what? Let's just go with the shiny Litten treatment, where instead of the black and red primary and secondary colors, it's blue and white.
Ooh.
Nice.
Always knew he was an ultramarine.
He doesn't quite like the colors, but it's fine. It'll suffice.
It's better than what you got.
Yeah,
Function over form.
yeah. He doesn't
I mean,
quite like it,
it'll like
but he'll
scuff up
survive.
over time. Like it'll look more rugged with some wear.
Mm-hmm. Somehow, some way, indeed.
Anything else for the rest of you all?
I am also looking for better armor, and I also heard mention of a shield.
Yes, it is a shield that will. It's. Brain is trying to. It's a +1 shield. I don't know how to justify a freaking +1 shield in lore.
What is the price on the shield?
Similar to the armor. Similar price range. I actually would be cheaper. Let's put it at 200, where the armor was 400.
Mina will happily purchase that.
Enjoy. And is there anything else you are looking for?
Yeah.
Just browsing on what items you have in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Ember is too. He's just wandering around looking at things. So
Um,
So DM, does anything catch his eye?
yeah. I mean, I feel like to explain, because you're looking for specific things. I feel like
Yeah, I guess it's like Miranda's looking for specific things, but I feel like in character, Ember has no idea what he's looking for. But
yeah, I
I
feel like
think
I feel
could
like
we
what,
say that with the magic, like there were a couple things that got his attention with the magic awareness.
yeah, I would say because of magical awareness, how it works, both of them give off transmutation vibes.
Yeah, and I think he goes to them, and first thing he picks up is a pair of shoes, and he's could I think he knows what they do. Like, I feel like that's fair since he has
And I also feel like even if you didn't know what they do, you pick them up and they kind of stick to your hand a bit.
yeah.
Spoder climb.
Yeah. Yeah, because, well, also, Spoder Climb was one of the last spells he ever cast, so he would definitely recognize that. And then the other thing he sees is a little, is a headband with a kind of, like, silver circle with, like, a red stone in the middle. I have a reference photo for everyone else of what it looks like. So.
And knowing where you're going with this, do you mind if I add a little bit of flavor to what makes? Because I would say, like, when Ember touches it, he gets a bit of clarity from it. He feels a bit. His mind feels a bit clearer.
I think, like, with with that, especially he, like is gonna pick up and and I think he'll just say it's like, how much for these two?
Well, boots, those would go for about maybe 300. The headband, similar, I would say.
All right. Yeah, because I've like a little over 1,000 gold on me, in total. So I probably shouldn't spend it all in one place. So I think they'll say it's like, all right, I'll go with these two then.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy them.
All right, so he takes them and is like, all right, I'm good.
Eni.
Mhm.
Do you
Mhm.
is Poke Emblem looking for anything in particular?
Not really, no. I'm just both me as the player and as Edie just looking around, see if there's anything interesting.
I mean, you can probably look at all magic items with like rarity. I would say rarity up to rare
Oh, alright then.
is probably what she'd have in stock.
Oh boy.
Oh dang, I was just looking at uncommon because I'm like, this will
Oh.
probably be easy to find.
You could probably like it would have to be specific things to afford an uncommon, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, right. This is the thing. Jared, you do find. I would say one thing Eni finds is a very, very scary looking helmet. It does look to more so be made for a like a lizard folk or a Drakenblood than or even a Mander than a more human-faced person like an elf or a human. But it is a very Jared-looking helmet.
Aha!
Yeah, that would fit him. That wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll put that back. Oh man. Oh jeez. Sorry, I was not expecting to be handed essentially a whole list I could choose from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know that there's something that Edie might like, and I'm trying to find it. Is it uncommon? Not. Huh. I just could have sworn there's like a loaded dice item.
Probably.
Hold on. I know this because one of my players bought it. So I'm gonna go look at his sheet to see what it's freaking called.
Yeah, apologies, audience.
Shopping sessions are always fun.
I wish we had
They
a
really
sponsor
are.
so someone could Sam Regal this session brought to you by whatever.
This session brought to you by the friends we made along the way.
Heck yeah.
Charlatan's Dice.
Ooh. Let me check that.
For whatever oh,
I'm
because it's
almost there.
Charlatan's Die, not Dice.
Ah, that sounds very familiar. I think I've put it in my own campaign.
Whenever you roll this six-sided die, you can control which number it rolls.
Oh, that's fun.
So, weight
I
of
love
dice,
that.
but advanced. Because they'll also pass the does it roll random test when you don't when you want to cheat them in.
right.
And those would only cost like 50 gold each.
Yeah, she will purchase 2 of those then.
Very well.
Thank you kindly.
All right. Hold on, I need to look at Tasha's. Might I ask, what are your talents? This is a question to all of you, to be clear.
For me, it would be, I guess, magic and talking with folk, as well as a few other stuff.
What kind of magic?
The more innate magic.
Hmm.
Yeah, as Yini will kind of do a little bit of shadow magic from her hand.
Hmm. I may have something for that. And the rest of you?
Thunder, lightning, destruction.
Yeah. Ember just like, holds up his axe and says like, I'm also pretty fast. So
And you? To Jared.
Trying to figure out an in-character way of saying Paladin, Warlock, multi-class.
You hit stuff really good.
yeah,
Yeah, I do indeed
with a really
do
big
that.
sword.
I draw power from an oath, and if you have anything that would benefit paladins or those who have certain connections to powerful entities.
Well, first off, Miss Sorcerer, there actually is one item that might interest you. And she goes over and takes out this shard of depressing gray. It's a clear crystal, but it's like, it's just it's like cloudy sky, cloudy evening gray. Just looks depressing. It is a Shadowfell shard. She gives in-universe explanation, out-of-universe explanation. When you use the meta magic option on a spell while you are holding or wearing the shard, you can momentarily curse one creature targeted by the spell. Choose one ability score until the end of your next turn. The creature has disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws that use that ability.
Yini's eyes gleam.
It's Shadowfell. Does like Ember get any vibes from it?
Yeah, it's spooky shadow magic. You grew up around spooky shadow stuff.
Yeah.
That will cost about 1,000.
I think I might just have enough.
AKA, I think so with my platinum and gold.
Yeah.
I'll take it kindly, please.
As she does so, as she puts money down.
For you, sir, there is the Amulet of the Devout, which you can use your Channel Divinity feature an additional time. Really good for paladins.
Yeah. Very good.
It also boosts your paladin spell save DC by
Ooh.
1 for the uncommon version.
Alright. And I'm just now realizing that I forgot to mark down the cost of the armor. How much would this and the armor be? Because that is very, very good.
I would say the Amulet of Devout would be 200. The armor was 400.
All right, then deduct 600 gold. I will gladly take that.
Looking through the rest of the Tosh stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guess are there any just basic like plus great axes for
Oh yeah,
for
there
Ember?
is. There is. Oh. Ember, I think
Yep.
you're drawn to this axe. And for Miranda's thing, it's the axe that you showed me the picture of. That you could imagine Ember using. And it's listed kind of cheap, but like with your magical awareness, you can sense there's something more to this. Huh.
I will just say, do I have to attune to it?
Not right now. Right now, it's just a +1.
Okay. Yeah, because the thing is with the headband and the boots, I will be out of attunement slots since I also have Luckstone.
Mm.
So, unless we want to just say screw it and curse Ember with something horrible.
It's not a curse, I will say.
Okay.
It's hidden
I think
power.
I'll say, yeah. I think I'll say how much is this?
Oh, that's about 200.
He'll take it with the because the headband and the shoes were 300 each, and then this is 200, so that
5.
well, yeah. Yeah, so I think he'll get the axe upgrade.
As you're doing business. Thunder and lightning. Huh. Let me see. That is weapon type, not damage type. Shit. I don't know if there's any magic items that really fit me now, at least off the top of my head.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That's also why she's very focused on upgrading the hammer
Yep.
and looking for just better armor and stuff in general. If there's nothing that fits my style, that is fine.
Very well. Glad to help any way I can.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you for your business. And if you ever have anything you need to sell, you can always come here.
All right.
Off camera, I'd like to also throw in for the custom discussion for some plate armor for Mina.
All right.
All right.
If you're not looking for it enchanted, just gonna be that 1,500. We can discuss any like enchantments and stuff off camera.
Yeah, because she also has some items that I don't know the coin value of, so I don't know how much money she actually has.
Got it. But yeah, I think Susil was waiting outside, and he is not happy in this weather.
You gonna be all right?
I do not appreciate the cold.
Then find a way to make yourself warm.
I do not have that capability in my magic.
You could also just get like a coat or something.
Yeah.
I have never
You,
had the
you don't
need.
have prestidigitation or anything?
No. I have never had the need of a coat. Would that shop have one?
Probably one that's magical in some way.
There were also non-magical items there. It's a thrift store.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at this
They would
point,
have
Ember,
it there, yes.
yeah,
I will.
and Ember's definitely at this point put on like a heavier cloak because he did like live in this environment for a while, so he definitely like has cold weather clothes.
I will get it
So.
then.
Mhm.
Goes in. Comes out a bit later. Doesn't look to be necessarily wearing a coat. Kind of looks like the same outfit he's wearing. I was able to find a strange item. It is a cloak, but I was able to make it this, and I still feel as warm.
Interesting. Glad you found something useful.
Indeed.
And that's all the shopping that
Mhm.
I wish to do. Is there anything
Mhm.
else on anyone else's agendas that they wish to get done?
Just that.
Yeah,
I'll get here.
yeah, and make sure and recommended I talk with one of her children about understanding my powers a bit, so I'll definitely have that.
Jared nods approvingly.
Mm-hmm.
Mina also nods.
Mm-hmm. So are we just going back there? Because
I mean, that
do
makes the most
we ever
sense,
get
does
like
it
rooms
not?
to stay? Or do we have to like find an inn?
You'll have
Well,
to find an inn.
Let's make it with the magical taxi.
You'll have to find
Was
an
she
inn.
our ethic?
You're gonna have to find an inn.
Okay.
Then whoever doesn't wish
And
to
Ember
go
is going to
find it.
offer to pay for the inn stay. So.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You return to the palace. There's a few
Yeah.
people about in it.
Yeah. And if it's okay, I would like to have Ember briefly say something to Jared.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think just as they're walking, he's gonna say, "Hey, I'm sorry I was a bit dismissive when we got here. I was just glad to be away from the problems I admittedly caused. But I will
Don't be
say
sorry.
I understand being nervous, but also I'm getting a little stressed out just standing next to you. Like, is there... You have that dagger, right? So if something happens, we'll know.
Right. I just am in the habit of always being vigilant. But you are right in that I suppose I could afford to relax a little bit.
It's something I've had to unlearn as well, because with me, it's at the point of there are times where I could barely get myself out the door, if at all. So, but I do understand it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was undermining that. That was not fair. So.
It's quite alright. I am well aware that to most my eccentricities can be off-putting. But yes, your apology is accepted, although not needed. Appreciated all the same.
Mm-hmm.
That also extends to the, as you called it, trouble. I wouldn't call it trouble because, in doing so, we gained quite a powerful ally. You did well.
Ember isn't completely sure if he should take that as a compliment. That Jared
Eric's
approves.
approval fills him with shame.
Or less, not shame, but like hesitation. But I think he is gonna say, okay. Okay, look, I don't agree with what your crusade, I suppose. But it seems like you have been left in the dark with a lot of this. I know you mentioned you were looking for information back in Teocta. Would you like me to help you try again here? So we actually know what we're dealing with. Or you know what you're dealing with.
He seems genuinely conflicted. And if you would like, you may roll an insight.
Alright. I'll use physical die because my computer's freezing. 15?
15. You get the sense that the conflict that Jared is feeling over this offer is less of, like, usually from what he says, it's usually accepting help. No, do it yourself. But also, it's more so he acknowledges the use. However, well, not the use. The value in having assistance, he recognizes that, but also, as he has said before, self-sufficiency, essentially. But eventually he does relent and silently nods. To show that he would like help.
I think in registering that he is going to say, like, as someone who spent a lot of time by themselves, I can confirm we're not built for isolation. It's okay to not be able to do everything by yourself all the time. And you probably won't listen to me, but doesn't seem like anyone's told you that.
He seems to be considering your words and just shakes his head. If you
All right.
do find something, let me know as soon as you can. And if you want, you can also get to the others if they would like to assist as well. And it's like it almost hurts him on a physical level to say those words, but he is able to manage to get them out.
Mm-hmm. Ember definitely like recognizes that pain of just needing help. I think he's just gonna say it's like it'll get easier.
He doesn't have any particular reaction to it, which could be interpreted as either dismissal, debate, questioning. It's a little unclear, even with the 15.
All right. I think last thing Ember's gonna say is just I know you're probably don't know how much this is going to mean to you, but with what you're doing, I don't see how this can end well for anyone, least of all yourself. And like best case scenario, you get to the end of this and with a trail of bodies behind you, and you realize that you still didn't get what you wanted. Worst case scenario, you die before you even get that realization. And you can be frustrating, but I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
He kind of does like a grunt laugh at you can be frustrating, but that surprises him and catches him off guard a little bit. The not wanting anything bad to happen to him.
You can insight check that if you want.
Yeah. All right. Nope, 11.
I think it's just like because he has said that it's like, you know, he got help when he needed it and kind of, you know, seems to want to give that to other people. So it seems just very much that, where he sees you as like, you know,
In a similar
you know,
position,
he is someone
requiring.
he is someone he was wanting to support, rather. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm. All right, and I think with that end scene.
All right.
All right.
So yeah, you are at the palace, and you are greeted by some of the servants. You're back. What can we do to help you today?
Hi. I spoke with the matron about some personal matters, and she recommended running them by her daughter, as she is a little more expertised in that area of magic.
The Star Reborn is a skilled scribe and wizard. She would likely be able to help you with this research. Let me get her.
Mhm.
Goes off.
Mhm.
In the meantime, while they are getting her, does anyone have anything?
Is it gonna take an hour so I can attune to the headband?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the attunement. And
Well,
just
I guess while
sit and be
while
patient.
tuning, finally take a look at that spell scroll.
Mhm.
Roll me an Arcana check.
You got it.
Guidance.
Thank you.
Wow, Jared, helping someone?
It's not unheard of.
Yeah, as you go over and do that, Edie just kind of looks at you, little, with kind of an odd
Yeah.
look before going right back to studying the scroll.
What?
Nothing. Just seems a little out of character for you today. Eh. Either way, thank you for the help.
You're welcome.
With a 15 total, you're not able to discern the spell right now, unfortunately.
Guess this is a bit stronger. Which means it'll take a bit more time to figure out what exactly this is.
Could I burn my last magic awareness to try and at least identify the school of magic?
You certainly can.
I will do that. I think he's gonna just so when he chooses the headband, I think it's kind of a thing of a cross between like just getting a really good night's sleep and like the first time you have an energy drink where suddenly like the layer of brain fog that he's had for he doesn't even know how long is just gone, and he can think so much more clearly now because I got the headband of intellect, and so my intelligence is now 19, which is now my highest stat because my
Heck
strength
yeah.
is honor 18.
The smart barbarian.
Yes.
Smart Barian.
Yes. Look at this distinguished
Knowledge is
gentleman.
power.
Literal. Just flexing.
Yeah, so
Here.
I think he's in a bit of a rush and sees you having trouble with the scroll, and it's like, it's okay, I can get that, and so I do magic awareness, and what do I get from it?
I have not decided what spell this is. Give me a second. You know what? Yeah, this is a fun one. It is illusion.
Alright. Well, it's definitely an illusion spell. I'll give you that. And
Alright. Something powerful that's an illusion spell.
Hmm.
I'll keep looking at it.
sorry, that
You're right.
wasn't. I didn't study that. Also,
No
this
worries.
is. I think this is the first time, like, in front of either Edie or Jared that he's mentioned that he studied magic.
Yeah, as ED is going on, she'll just stop. And then look.
What? Wait, you studied magic?
Yeah, I went to the university I went to. Oh, I didn't mention that.
Mina just
No,
nods.
and
She
I-
knew this the entire time.
It is very confused. Why were you asking me about magic then?
Well, because you. Like, you know, your source of magic is different, and I thought that, like, you know, maybe. You know, since mine was different, since I, you know, cast spells very specifically, and instead of it all just exploding out. I'm sorry, I'm having such a head
No
rush right
worries.
now.
No, fair enough. That makes sense now.
Mhm.
And either way, it's progress. We at least know what spells in it.
Mhm.
Or
Mhm.
what type of spell.
Although my main concern is if it's such a complicated spell that we're having trouble figuring out what it even is, then would anyone be able to even cast it?
Oh, they would be able to cast it if it's just it's something this powerful. It's best to know what we're casting. Although, who knows? It'd be very fun to just find out and use it.
I'd prefer knowledge.
I
Yeah, makes
agree.
sense.
It'd be good to,
Yeah,
it'd
you
be
don't
good to
want
pull it
to
out in
mess
the best
with.
situation.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with magic when you don't know what it does when you use it or break it or.
I would rather not find out what it is in a hopeless situation.
Alright.
I
I'll look over it.
Ever
the next,
doesn't say anything, but you can say that really
I'll keep
that
looking
really
over
hits
it
them.
for the next few days.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I imagine. ED just kind of keeps unraveling the scroll, which is just longer and longer.
It's not
So
that
exciting.
long. It's still like small enough that you can read it in
Okay,
combat.
gotcha.
Mhm.
It's just like a very complex, very complex, like spellcraft on the scroll.
You need like a magnifying glass to see some of the symbols on it.
Yeah.
Some of this writing sideways, why did they...
Sometimes you need.
Oh
to-
yeah, you gotta do that sometimes. With spell scrolls.
Just sighing. She's just kind of looking over it. So yeah, she'll just keep doing that for the next few days until we can figure out what exactly it is.
Amy's realized Ember's a fucking nerd.
Eventually,
As if it wasn't obvious enough. As if it wasn't obvious already.
eventually the servant returns with a she's brain trying to words image in head. She looks mostly elven, but similar to the one of the matron's children you met. She has scales on her face. Given that you know that she's a dragon, this is probably just a choice of hers that she's taking with this form. She appears elven, not as pale as her mother, and also like plus size. Hello, I heard that you wanted to meet with me.
Yeah.
I am Zensalo, the Star Reborn, as she gives you all a bow.
Aaron does so likewise.
Mhm.
What
As
was,
December.
what was it you would like my help with?
I have some questions about my magic. Is there anything else, Ember, or anyone wants to ask?
The thing that I would wish to ask would require us to do something great to be able to get what I wish, so I will wait until after your conversation.
All right. Yeah, because
I don't.
out of character, because wasn't Eni like wondering what was up with the thing we punched last session?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that as well.
All right.
Yeah, I don't
Alright.
think that there's anything Jared would like to know besides what Ember has
Mhm.
already offered.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's look into Ember's powers and Jared's patron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Those are the primary ones.
Well, let us.
Yep.
Let's go.
Powers
down,
and patron.
Let's
yeah.
go down to my lair. I do have research there that should be able to help.
Right. Yeah, and I think just to not repeat myself is basically gonna say like what he shared with the matron last session, that transmutation wizard got corner, broke a glowing cube in a moment of desperation, and oops, I wound up in the in-between.
Oh. I should definitely have information on that. But before we
Yeah,
go,
we'll give the kind of like approximate sketch he has of that. Oh yeah, so Jared's here, so Jared's getting this part of the backstory.
Ooh.
Jared's learning so much about Ember today.
Before you all leave off, she will turn to the servants. Please tell Upu that I have need of his services, and direct him. All right. And she guides you through the palace, down a spiraling staircase, which eventually ends up in a very natural-looking cave structure, whereas the palace above is clearly marble, clearly constructed. This is just kind of just looks like a natural cave that was left open. I do have to keep my own resources in their own space. And you said that you ended up between realms, correct?
Yes,
Luckily,
and I had to find an exit the long and tedious way.
luckily, as a space dragon, that is my area of expertise. I would say, to expedite the time, raw intelligence or arcana check, as she's asking you a bunch of questions about it to try and get a feel for it.
Well, my arcana is now
And-
+8.
Ooh, fancy.
and also guidance.
All right. Screw it. I'm rolling physical dice. Pick a color for the guidance, Zaldin.
Yellowish gold kind of color. Anything that matches that.
I actually have the perfect die for that, and it even has black numbers, so it's still edgy.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
All right, and should I? Because I wanted to use bolstering magic for the patron stuff, and it lasts for 10 minutes. Could I use one and
yes.
then okay.
She rolled on her Arcana
Alright.
check a frickin' 27.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I will. Oh yeah. Also, I feel so bad. I haven't mentioned Ginger once this session. What's Ginger doing while I roll this?
Being
In
a
bag. Being pup.
18.
18. You're able to describe it pretty dang well. And like, you know,
It's
it's
that.
part of the torture was it was the same thing over and over again. But like, you know, with
Yeah.
your new clarity, like there's some things that you didn't quite pick up on in the moment that now you're remembering. And
Mhm.
she's quite
Yeah.
interesting. It seems like while your mind got locked off from a lot of your magical abilities due to trauma, did Ember mention that he got amnesia?
Yeah, I think he would have mentioned that, and he also would have mentioned that some of the cube shards did end up embedded into his body, and he's pretty sure that they're all out.
Well, I think the lack of your current magical ability is similar to your amnesia. You simply forgot the skills. If that is something you can readdress with study and practice, if you wish to, I'm not going to assume you will, just assuring you in case.
Hmm.
It does seem...
I do miss being able to clean things. No, Ginger, this is- I see her like going over to like a big, just getting very dusty with like a book stack.
The Star Reborn lifts a finger and Ginger levitates and then hovers over to you.
And I hold her like a little baby in my arms.
We haven't had many animals down here. Something I'm gonna need to watch out for. She does not look like angry at all, just like, oh, I did not account for dogs down here. Okay.
I'll keep an eye on her.
Thank you.
And I give her some chin scritches to placate her.
Real quick question. Did you all invite Susil down with you, or like, because he would not have come unless it was like explicit invitation.
I don't think it seems like something we would bring him into.
Yeah, and I think we would have just like recommended like, hey, please get yourself a coat.
Okay.
Which he did.
Okay.
Well, it seems like some of your magical capabilities, while you forgot how to cast spells, there is some inherent part of you using magic. Because it's not as focused, this is coming across chaotically, randomly, in weird ways.
Mm-hmm.
In this state is an almost... It's similar to many sorcerers who cannot control their magic. I think there's a way to increase its power while also making it somewhat less predictable, if you wish. Above table, this is an offer, and this offer will stay open for as long as you are on good terms with the Matron of the Moon. An offer to, and I know that we don't have official information on what it does yet, but this is an offer, and also that's part of why, you know, this offer is open for as long as possible. This is an offer to take up, change the subclass to, gosh, I forget what Ashton's subclass is called. Fundamental Chaos.
Elemental chaos?
Fundamental Chaos.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I know we were talking about that a bit,
Yeah.
But it's basically, you don't have to decide right now. It's gonna be open whenever you want to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Never actually seen anything about that, so
There's
that
no
would be
official
very
data. It's
interesting.
just what fans have gotten from, like, what is the stuff Ashton's doing?
Oh, I thought it might have been in one of the books
Nope.
that they published.
Nope.
Like
Huh,
there's
okay.
definitely gonna be a campaign 3 book. Like there has to be.
We're at some point gonna get it. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of when, because it took a while to
Yeah.
get the Oath of Open Seas Paladin. I think it took a lot less time for Open Seas Paladin. Holy shit.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll say just like maybe I'll think about it because I think it's also it's also the autistic thing of it's like, you know,
But this is normal.
it's like, okay,
this is
there's
what
this
I'm
thing
used
that
to.
is random and like there's no routine, but then it's like changing it. And
Yeah.
when I say autism thing, I mean both Ember the character and Miranda the player.
Yeah, that's why I'm making it an open offer for, like, if you ever want to, it's here.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, I'll say
Frankly, this was pretty easy. I did not even need to research my books for this answer. Is that satisfactory for you, or should we do some more research?
Yeah. Yes, do you know what the cube could have been?
The cube seems like I forget the magic item name.
It's a cubic gate is the magic item.
Yeah. Cubic gate. It's used to force open doors between realms. That would explain how you ended up between the realms, and it would account for some of the chaotic nature of your powers.
Any idea how common they are? Or
They are not common at all. It would be decently rare to find them. They're pretty powerful, after all.
do you know any people or organizations that ever got a hold of one?
Unfortunately, I do not. That would be a lot. There haven't been any in this territory, that I know for sure, but I don't know otherwise.
Alright, well, that's fine. And we'll say, Jared, you have your questions?
Yes. I am looking for any more information that could be gleaned about this. And he raises his holy symbol.
Interesting. This is no deity from here. Only a +5 because she does not have proficiency and expertise.
Okay.
I've not.
Could I some sort of check?
Yeah. I would say, like, initial inspection. I've not seen anything like this. Let me check my books, and I do have the librarian coming over to check with other things. Ember, you may make your check.
Oh yeah. Also, I'm so silly. I realized the Arcana check earlier, it was an 18 before the +8.
Oh,
So
damn.
It would have actually been a 26.
Oh,
That changes things.
No, 'cause adding the dice, I forgot about the modifier.
It's fine.
Go for the
But
religion
honestly,
check.
Like, you know, given how messed up his head is, like it's still kind of the same. Like even a 26 is, you know. Okay,
mhm, mhm.
so Arcana and I still have the D3. I guess with the new rules, is guidance only like one person can get it like a day?
I think that was an earlier version of it. Is it?
That is correct. The current 2024 version of guidance is still concentration up to a minute. You touch a willing creature and choose a skill. With the previous version, it could count for initiative rolls. So now it's specifically
Okay.
for skill checks. Until the spell
Okay.
ends, creature adds 1d4 to ability checks using the chosen skill.
All right. Okay, I'll roll that. So would this be another like Arcana check or?
This would be religion.
Because I guess am I helping with the investigating with my +8?
Yeah, that would be
Or-
religion check. A religion check.
Damn it! I don't. That's only a +5. Oh well.
Oh,
It's
only
still
a
pretty
plus
good.
5.
I was going to ask if for religion Mina could help because she is proficient in it.
Okay.
Mina could, you could give the help action, or you could make your own check if you want to help out that way.
Okay. Okay. I'm
We both have
adding
a
this up
+5,
correctly
so-
this time. This is 18 on the dice.
Ooh.
Total, because I got a 3, a 1, and a 14, and then I have a +5, so that's a 23.
23.
Yeah, she'll give her own spin at it.
All right.
She has no clue. 12.
Eventually, you hear a kind of like slap, 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 slap coming down the stairs as a Amanda comes down. Well, I need to check my notes. Rubbing his eyes. You asked for me, my lady. Yes. Did you bring material? Did you bring research materials? Yes. Slap, slap again as he steps down another flight of stairs. The way he's doing it is, like, foot down to the next step, and then the other foot not, like, 2 steps, just matching the first one, and then, like, reverse order of feet down. And it's just kind of slow. And he takes out books for you all. Mina, you do not find anything, and neither does the star find anything. But Ember, what was the total again? Was 23?
Yeah.
You find a few accounts, a few like mentions of different cults popping up with this symbol, or individuals popping up with this symbol. And one through line you see through a few of them is deals. There's definitely this through line of power, and people taking it in different ways. There's ones that are more aligned with the ocean that take it as the power of the sea. There's some that are aligned with elemental powers and luxury, taking it as power of status and prestige. There's some like Jared. There's quite a few, and one recently documented case as well, especially, of those who follow a philosophy of interpersonal power and turning it to good, Nietzschean philosophy. But the deals, that's another through line. It's reciprocal to a point beyond many normal traditions. There's something that individuals give up to get power from this entity. And that's what you find.
I share this with Jared.
He himself seems like most of this makes sense, and the giving up part, giving up something for power, that's not something he himself can remember very easily. He seems.
I will say.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I will say.
Yeah.
It's. I probably worded it badly with giving up something for
Oh.
power. Because what also, like, Jared has made a paladin's oath. That is powerful and binding. And you know, it's other things like that, where it's not necessarily like giving something up, it is powerful bindings. You know, very, very contractual kind of things, versus a more reciprocal thing that many other religions may do. Talking as a Hellenic polytheist, you know, there's in a lot of traditions, there's a very much like, I give offerings because you do all these things, and so here I am giving back. The thing with this entity is that, you know, over different interpretations, different perspectives, different philosophies, there's the themes of power and these contracts. And the entity also goes by many names. Just for fun, and probably because this is where it'll come up. What is the name Jared worships this entity as?
The Umbral Prominent, and I will type it out in the chat as well.
That's not a name in the records that I've heard. Of course, every single group or person who worships this thing calls it something different. You almost never see this with lesser idols. Good work, Ember, by the way. I never would have found this without your help.
He just nods. So.
But yeah, that is the information you have.
Yeah. I think Ember's gonna look over to Jared and just say, "Is that helpful?"
It is. But you can always learn more. But I doubt we'd find anything here. Oh. Not unless we dedicate more time. But I will say that this is very good work. Thank you.
Ember just nods.
if that is all, thank you all for the research project, by the way. Would you like me to continue looking into this for you?
If there is nothing else you would like to do, then I would greatly appreciate the assistance.
Alright. Does anyone have any final scenes they want?
The only thing I know is that Mina wants to ask about what she would need to do to have her hammer further empowered.
That would be a great deal. My mother was very generous. Frankly, she will be weakened for quite some time. I could get her to the next stage, but that... Frankly, I would need probably some help with my research and magical skill.
And I would be more than happy to help for that as my payment.
Very well. Above the table, I'm just worried about upgrading this too quickly because it's already
Oh yeah,
rare.
no. I'm not expecting it. I wasn't expecting to get anything right now. This is just what Mina would want to do.
Ah, fair enough.
So she is looking for opportunities to get further empowered. I'm not expecting anything.
Alright. I will, well, come to me whenever you think you can help, and we will see.
What are you currently researching so I can begin looking around for things?
I'm mostly trying to expand my capabilities of magic, as any mage would.
And which domains are you most looking to expand into?
I think looks at Ginger again, and then Mina, you start to feel lighter.
I see.
Call it cliche, but I am fascinated about the way of the physical world, and not in a way many others are.
I don't consider it cliche at all.
Well,
It's what you like, it's what you're...
cliche because, and she gestures to the night black scales on her face.
You could say the same about me with my thunder and lightning, and then points to her Genasi self.
Oh, very true. Eni, do you have any questions? Ah,
Yeah, sorry. Got a little distracted there for a second.
You're good, you're good.
Eni getting distracted?
she is practicing with her dice.
Dice as well as kind of looking over the shrine. Actually, yeah, I did have a question. While we were still over in the desert, before we teleported over here, we did get attacked by an odd creature. That seemed
My
to be
mother
made of-
told me about it. Strange, undead shadow creature, correct?
Yeah.
Something
It
about
easily
its
resisted
magic.
my ability to turn it.
Oh, well
Something
then.
about its magic also seemed to had a weird effect on my own magic.
What is your magic in particular, if I might ask?
It specifically deals with shadows.
She
Huh.
says, with running a little shadow through her fingers.
She needs to do.
Huh. All right then.
I think it's safe to
34 is a
say
big
that
number.
she knows what's up with Eni with that roll.
Yeah. Yeah, with a 34.
Are you fine with it coming out?
I leave this up to you as DM.
I think she starts to look. And then all of a sudden she looks at the hat. And may I? Kind of
It
holding her
is.
hand out.
Do you need it?
I wish to investigate it.
Eni sighs and will take off the hat. And as she hands it over and lets go, her body kind of droops a bit.
She inspects it. This is the source of your powers. Sends it through the body.
Yeah, Eni
Sends
is.
something else through the body too, doesn't it?
She definitely kind of narrows eyes at her and will nod.
How long were you
You're
trapped in
outright say
here?
it. Fine.
How long were you trapped in here before you found a host?
Too long. If you don't mind, how much longer do you need it?
Hands it back. I suggest you all have a long conversation about this. For now,
Yeah.
I can say that whatever it was you fought escaped the prison.
See.
Whether it was a guard or an inmate remains to be seen. I think with how quiet everyone is, that's a good place to call the session.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Natural 19.
Yeah, I guess the dice decide. Now
The
is
dice
the
have a
time
story
for-
to tell.
Now is the
Yeah.
time to do some Eni lore drop.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like how both that and also like Ember's stealth check to get the disc back was also a natural 19.
19's better than 20. Wait.
And then the 19.
Alright.
Another 19.
But yeah, thank you chat for showing up. Thank you
Mhm.
players. This is a
Indeed.
great game.
Thank you for running.
Yeah. Thank you for running.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh,
Bye-bye.